When you have outstanding, glowing reviews on every single Upwork project you do, you can raise your rates and double, triple, even 10x your earnings. I'm Evan Fisher, and today I'm going to tell you how Unicorn Nightlights helped me earn $1.5 million freelancing on Upwork, and the simplest thing I changed on Upwork that has helped me get hundreds of 5-star reviews. And at some point in this video, I'm going to give you a super creepy wink. So let's get started. Before we get into the thing I did that changed the game for me with Upwork reviews, let me tell you a little story about Unicorn Nightlights. I was in the market for Unicorn Nightlights, obviously. Amazon has Unicorn Nightlights, but there's no trusted Unicorn Nightlight brand. So I'm looking at a bunch of independent brands that make Unicorn Nightlights. First, I look at the pictures to see if that's the one that I want. Then I see one that looks pretty good. So what do I instinctively do? I check the reviews. I want to know if other people who bought it actually think that it's good or not. If Amazon is the world's product marketplace, then Upwork is the world's work marketplace. In the same way that Amazon reviews tell you if you should buy that specific Unicorn Nightlight, your Upwork reviews tell potential clients if they should work with you. And that's the first thing that clients are going to see when they check out the work history section of your Upwork profile, your top 10 most recent reviews. So here's tip number 3. You are only as good as your last 10 5-star Upwork client reviews. When a new client gets serious about potentially working with you, the first thing that they're going to be looking at is your Upwork reviews. You want every single one of those reviews to be 5 stars with glowing feedback. Before I tell you about the biggest change that I made that got me hundreds of 5-star reviews, here's the backstory. I had a client that reached out to me. They wanted me to do a financial model. Okay, fantastic. Yeah, roughly here's how much it's going to take. Here's how long it's going to be. And, we got off to the races. Okay, very simple conversation on Zoom, nothing too detailed. And they sent the offer. I just went to work and, a week later, sent them the product, said, hey, here you go. And they send me a message back immediately saying, that's not what we wanted. I'm like, what are you talking about? They said, okay, we actually wanted a monthly financial model and you did an annual financial model. That's an oh man sort of moment, because I'm sitting there thinking, geez, this is actually going to take me about 4 times the amount of time that the original one took me, which was within the budget that I said, hey, here's about how long it's going to take. Whose fault is that? Mine. So because I didn't clarify that, I ended up in that situation. Guess what happened? I go back to the client and say, hey, listen, it's going to take a lot more time. They press end contract, boom, 2.5 stars. I am absolutely crushed by the situation. From that point on, I promised myself that for every single project that I would do, I was going to deliver an extremely clear scope of work for every single project before I accepted that job offer. This was one of those things where in delivering a scope of work, you need to go above and beyond the minimum. While most clients will be pretty happy with just understanding, okay, what are we doing and how much is it going to be and how long is it going to take, the headings that you probably want to use are going to be a little bit more thorough. What are the deliverables? What assumptions are you making in this process? What are the things that you are going to need from that client? What's the process that you're going to go through in getting this job done? What's the timeline to final delivery? What's the budget? And what are the next steps to get this thing rolling? I always confirm this in writing using Upwork messages. If you want me to show you what a 5-star scope of work looks like, then comment amazing video down below and I'll put a template on the link in the description. Do not skip the scope of work. My biggest failures on Upwork happened because I didn't provide a scope of work. And since clients see your most recent 10 reviews, a single bad review will hold you back for your next 10 projects. And it's going to take longer to get those next 10 clients. So make sure that your scopes are crystal clear. And that's one of the best things that you can do to make sure that you and your client are both 100% clear on how this project's going to go. And here's your little pro tip of the day. In that scope, under-promise and massively over-deliver. Yes, I'm referring to your budget. That's the most important thing. If you're doing hourly work, then you should be providing an estimated range of hours that it's going to take to get the job done. Your low end of that range should be more than the number of build hours you expect that work to take you, so that you can take extra time to make sure that the work that you're delivering is extra special. And when you come in under budget with awesome work, that client's probably going to be really happy. If you're at the stage where you're doing fixed price jobs, then imagine that you're going to get to the end of the job and you need to go back and spend a big chunk of time in order to make that client happy and build in extra margin in your pricing to compensate for that. Under promise and over deliver also means giving yourself much more time in the timeline so that you can deliver work early. And also it means that you should only be taking on jobs where you are 110% certain that you can knock it out of the park. Then when you've got it all ready to deliver to the client, you need to ask that client in the perfect way to give you an Upwork review, which is exactly what we're going to be talking about in this video right here. And don't forget to hit the like button because after all, likes are free.